All right, guys, we're back after a short break. We both got kind of sick, but don't worry, we'll explain more in the normal podcast. But anyway,
Anyway,
it is episode 5 of the Strawberry Milk Podcast's Quick Sip series. Babe, what are we talking about today?
we're talking about, the national treasure, the multinational treasure, actually, because it's just as beloved overseas, I'm assuming, as it is here in my heart. Les Mis.
Les Mis.
Les Mis, or Les Miserables, if you will.
I hate you for that pronunciation. It seems like we can't get away from fucking musicals
Les
on this
Miserables.
podcast, but hey, a
And
good movie's a good
listen,
movie, you know?
listen, in defense, you did try to steer me into not a musical,
I did.
and I was very firm.
Hey, but Les Mis is good, you know? It's a star-studded cast. It kind of drags in the middle, but that's just my
The
opinion.
middle's so good.
It's not, all right, you know what? We're going to have time to debate this later, but you guys know how this works. We're going to go over some quick facts about the movie. Les Mis was released December 25th, 2012, meaning this movie's about to be 11 years
Merry
old.
Christmas. Here's a fucking banger.
11 years old, babe.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 2012? Not important.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that in our podcast episode.
What?
Anyway, the genre is obviously musical, but it's also considered a romance.
Oh, I thought it'd be like a
little bit of history,
action.
right? This storyline, this plot has been around for quite some time.
Very long time.
It originated with an 1862 novel, which then got a musical adaptation in Paris in 1980, which then, decades later, they were like, let's make a movie about it. Fun fact, the show, let me look it
There's
up
a
here.
show?
Yeah. So the show, which is the second longest running musical in the world behind the Fantastics spelled stick at the end.
I've never heard of that.
It has been running consistently in London since 1985.
Good for that, dude. That's fucking lit. West End is where you want to go, bro.
Hell no. London is not where you want to go. What are you gonna do? Wake up in a beautiful, smoggy English countryside and have a barely cooked sausage over whole ass beans on a thick slice of white bread?
But you have healthcare.
Well, yeah, everyone needs healthcare when they're throwing acid at each other all the time.
Basic human rights.
Unless you're a gypsy, too dark of a person of color, or Scottish or Irish.
Oh, I'm both of those things.
There you go. All right. The runtime's coming in at 2 hours and 38 minutes. IMDb gives this a 7.5.
Not high enough.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 69% from the official critics. Yeah, right, nice. The audience score with, thousands of reviews gives it a 79%. The budget for this thing
too low
was, I don't know. You're not gonna like me towards the end of this, but anyway, the budget was overall $61 million, which, given how many stars are in this,
fair,
both Broadway and normally,
yeah.
How the fuck was that? How was that it for the budget, dude? Was Hugh Jackman doing this for charity?
Well, also Hugh Jackman, especially. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Should I say this is a fun fact?
Yeah, because he's a huge jacked man.
No.
But anyway,
I can make it real quick.
The box office made $442.3 million in its original run. And obviously that's international. So that's, the US and wherever else they decided to show this.
Probably France.
Right. The director is one Tom Hooper or Hopper. No, Hopper's 2-piece. So it's Hooper. He doesn't really have that many noticeable things, in my opinion. I'm not that big of a musical guy. I always try to pick stuff that people might know, but he did direct Cats from 2019. That fucking nightmare fuel. But apparently, according to you, my love, and then I Googled this as well, he's very much a dick.
Yeah,
he is a piece of shit to work
Google
with.
Said.
Oh my God, it's fucking terrible. But anyway, the cinematography is by Danny Cohen. I don't think we've ever, or Cohen, if you want, Cohen. I don't think we've ever talked about him on the show before, but I am familiar because I have seen At the Apollo, which is from 2008, and I've also seen Creep, which is from 2004.
I've seen neither of those things.
But those are some of the notable things that he's worked on.
Good job, Danny.
The music is by, here, my love, you took French, you pronounce this. It's Claude Michel.
It could be Claude or Claude.
Okay.
So it's like Claude Michel, and then, or Michael.
Schoenberg.
Schoenberg?
That's Scone? Okay, so the first name is Claude, hyphen, and then it's Michel. So I'm assuming Michelle, because it's French.
I should have asked my sister that took French.
And then Schoenberg, we're gonna go with. I'm gonna support you in this. It's SCHO with those 2 little dots over it. Nberg. But
Oh my,
anyway,
he's gonna find this podcast and he's gonna fucking
he's
assassinate
gonna be
me.
like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" But he's fucking Americans.
Fucking filthy Americans.
Hey, listen, I'll just throw them a croissant with a piece of chocolate in the middle.
No, give him a
Apparently, that's their
cigarette.
snack. Like they try to flex on us. They're like, "Oh, French kids have such healthy
It's a
snacks," and
whole
it's a
loaf of
fucking
bread,
yeah, a whole
bro.
loaf of bread with a piece of Hershey's chocolate in the
But
middle.
to be fair, their bread is healthier.
Yeah, but their kindergartners are out there smoking the long, slim cigarettes. But
Yeah.
I would be lying, babe, if someone offered me a French grape slim cigarette, I would smoke it.
Yeah,
I
why not?
miss those things, dude.
But didn't you get some?
Yeah, in Syria, one of the
Yeah.
Frenchies gave me the thing because like
How
they
nice.
like American, like foreigners like American cigarettes, but ours are just fucking juggernauts compared to over there because we have so much extra toxins added in.
Yeah, my dad said
So
that
like,
that's to make the drag smoother, and that's
yeah,
what gives you cancer. Is it's
yeah,
all the extra stuff.
like one cigarette from them is like a whole pack, right? So he tossed me
Damn.
a whole pack, and I called them Syrian Slims.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it really thin grape cigarettes, and
Do they
I'm
actually
not I'm
taste
not
like
gonna.
grape?
It's more of an aromatic. It is a
Ugh.
it's kind of like a Swedish tobacco. Like when I say Slims, I mean these things were thin.
But is it like vape juice like flavor?
No,
Does that exist outside of vape juice?
no.
Huh.
Why do you think vaping is so popular? People want to smoke without that.
Right.
But anyway, he does the music. He is a French music producer that specializes in Broadway plays, musical
Yeah, he's
adaptations of
fucking
plays,
killing it. That's
as
what he
well
did.
as their adaptations towards the big screen.
Magnificent.
He even has a Grammy for Best Musical Theater Album.
As he
I don't
should.
know if it's for Les Mis, but this guy has like an impressive discography of his work,
And really a lot of nominations.
right? And now to get in to the main meat and potatoes of any
Yes.
movie, they're stars. First and
Wait,
foremost, the main character, Jean Valjean. It is Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, our favorite Australian actor. I don't even, you already know him.
You know,
Wolverine, Greatest Showman. He's in a few animated flicks
I'll
as well,
throw
but
in
he'll always be
I'll
Wolverine
throw
for
in my
me.
fun fact, right?
All right, what's your fun fact?
So a lot of the reason why, like, because like you were saying, like, oh, like he must have done this like just for charity or whatever. Part of why this was such like a big deal and so cool is because he was being typecast because of Wolverine at this point,
Yeah, I know.
and all he wanted to do was fucking.
He wanted to get back
He
into
wanted to
singing.
do singing. He wanted to do musical theater. He's like, dude, I want to be like a romantic. I want to express myself this way. And so I remember everyone being like, is that fucking Hugh Jackman? Is that Wolverine? Is that fucking Wolverine? And it's like, this is what he wants to do, man. Like, this is what he wanted to do.
Hey, he does it pretty good, even though you keep critiquing his singing
I will continue to
throughout the whole
critique. Can I
movie.
sing like that? No. Will I ever sing on that level? No. Am I still going to talk my
But you
shit?
know who
Yes.
does sing on that level? Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Oh
The
my god, he's
legendary
so
Russell
good.
Crowe, Gladiator, 310 to Yuma, which is a personal favorite of mine.
Oh,
Robin Hood.
mm.
He's in the 2017's edition
That
of The
movie
Mummy.
was so good.
He's also in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, he was.
I think he was just wasted on it. Like it's just kind of one of those cameos you get.
Yeah.
Like how Matt
It's
Damon
a
is
throwaway.
in like every superhero movie for some fucking reason.
Dude, the 2017 Mummy was so good, and I will not take criticism.
Is that the one with Tom Cruise, or is that the one
Tom
with
Cruise
Jet
was the
Li?
weakest link.
No, which one was the 2017
That's the
one?
one with Tom Cruise, and the Mummy's a chick.
Yeah, and
It's
everyone hated
so
because what was
good.
the one before that? Who was
I
it? Was
don't know.
Jet Li, and that's Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. There we go. What was Tom Cruise's called?
It was literally just called the Mummy.
Really?
Yeah, but Russell Crowe's character, he was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like it was a whole thing. It was gonna be into like a cinematic universe of monsters and shit.
Now, see,
And it
the
was gonna be
Mummy.
so cool.
The
And
Mummy
they
doesn't.
fumbled. And Jake Johnson was in it.
I don't care about Jake
And he
Johnson.
was so funny.
Listen, the Mummy doesn't need to be part of the expanded universe. It's
It
its
doesn't.
own thing.
No, I know, but they were gonna set it up. It was gonna be a cool little thing, and I was really excited because Russell Crowe was so fucking good in it. I don't like Tom Cruise.
I don't think Tom Cruise likes Tom Cruise.
I don't think so either. He acts like he doesn't.
I
Like
don't know.
he seems.
Hey, he does all his own stunts, and I gotta applaud him for that.
You know what? Respect.
So then we have the Queen,
Queen
Anne Hathaway,
and motherfucking
Princess
Hathaway.
Diaries, one of my favorite movies growing up. Alice in Wonderland.
She's so good.
She's
in
the
it.
queen.
She's so good in
Literally, she's the queen in
it.
that.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises. She plays Catwoman,
I did
which
not like her Catwoman.
I thought it was all right for how bland that series of movies
Yes.
is. Like bland
Yeah.
now that we have, Battinson and that Catwoman. Damn. That's all I'm gonna say. She's also in Ocean's 8.
Really?
I liked
haven't seen
Ocean's
that.
8, right? I'm not a big fan of heist movies.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Ocean's series anyway. But that scene where they put that big ass string of diamonds on her neck and she's just like, oh, I was just like, keep it together, man.
Can I talk about this next one?
But then anyway, the next one is Helena Carter.
Helena Bonham my queen, my queen. Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter, Sweeney Todd, Corpse Bride,
Fight Club,
anything with
Planet of the
fucking
Apes,
yeah,
Lemony Snicket.
yeah, anything with Tim Burton, anything where there needs to be an eccentric little thing. Oh
That man really likes having other men
my
kill his
god.
wife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also though, Helena Bonham Carter was married to Tim Burton.
No, I know. He loves having people kill his wife.
That's what you said. Thank you.
That's what I.
No,
Good Lord. Anyway.
I love her. Everything she's in, everything she touches turns to gold, and I
No.
adore her as a person.
Nope. Even she couldn't save this movie from receiving an average rating.
She did. She saved the movie for me.
She
I
did
love
not
her.
save the movie. Russell Crowe saves
Russell
the movie
Crowe's
for
so
me.
good.
And, well, you know, Anne Hathaway could as well because she gives some really powerful performances.
Oh
but
my
her
god,
character
so
just
good.
isn't around long enough. And I do
Mm.
like the thing where, you know, like something subtle ends up being the major plot of the movie. But I do think that the major plot is just to show that really nobody gets a happy ending in
Yeah,
these
no.
times. We're all just kind of going through our shitty little lives and we find happiness
I mean, Les
where we
Mis is
can.
literally the sad.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if you want to say, hey, what's the plot of Les Mis? If you said what I just said, or if you said, oh, it's about this ex-con, right, who adopts this little girl, and it's them just trying to survive in the world together, and it's like, you know, kind of all these, it's kind of like chaos theory. If someone said that through the lens of chaos theory, you'd be like, yeah, no, that's also accurate,
Hmm.
you know? But anyway, we've gone through the stats.
Sorry, now I'm just
Let's,
wondering how I would explain it just real quick.
how would you explain it?
Like it's like oh, Les Mis, like what's it about? It's like oh, it's like one of the first French revolutions. It's a musical. Hugh
It's the
Jackman's in it.
second French Revolution.
Yeah, Helena Bonham Carter. Super fucking good. It's sad. It's really depressing, actually. Music's great.
I honestly, I'd hate you if you gave me that review of the film.
Yeah.
Like, if I asked you to explain it to me, spoilers included, and you said that, I'd be like, what the, what?
Well, no, because I have two different levels of explaining something. I like
What's the
quick.
first level?
The first level is that one where it's just surface
Okay,
level.
what's the
Just
second level?
the second one would be like I'm actually trying to summarize it. Like okay, so like there's this guy, it's Jean Valjean, right? It's Hugh Jackman. Holy shit, he's a slave, right? He ends up, he's finally free.
He's not a slave. He's technically an indentured servant. So
He
you got to get
says,
that terminology right.
look down, you'll always be a slave.
I mean, hey,
So all
listen.
I'm
To the one,
saying,
to the one
all
who's driving the slaves, they're servants. To the one who's getting driven, you're a slave.
yeah,
The boy stole a loaf of bread.
dude, they're poor teeth.
19 years of hard labor at the docks, the dry docks,
Motherfucker really made him pick up the flag for what?
just to pick up the flag.
Just to do it.
You know what? I don't know this for sure, but if someone told me that that was him lifting an actual piece of wet wood with
Yeah,
a wet
I
flag
believe it.
and wet rope, I'd believe it. That man is strong.
Yeah, and also, did you see his little forehead vein pop out? He might
Yeah,
have been. He might have just been lifting.
he might have actually been. You know what, babe? I can't quit because he never did.
That's
until I can hoist the colors from the maws
that's
of the
the
fucking
same.
briny
That's the
deep.
same energy as like me feeling sad that remembering that Pipple's been there, done that. If they on the
I hate you so much.
wait, matcha break. Hold on.
Maybe a matcha break. All right, hold on. Best bit of the show. Gotta clink the ice around. Living the high life here, babe. Oh yeah. Gotta love that green. Unleashing my inner cow.
If anybody wants to donate $15 so we can continue our matcha addiction, thank you. It would help save us
Okay, now
from
back to the movie, my dude.
matcha addiction.
All right, so
That's
I
part of the
already
show.
said that how it's the second longest running play in the world.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some pros. Let's start with your pros, my love.
My pros is that I love the set design.
Okay, that is a good thing. It makes you feel immersed.
Yes.
There's never a point in the movie, unless something external happens,
Yeah.
like the phone rings. I got to make some popcorn. I got to get some water.
You're
Nothing.
in it.
Yeah, nothing really breaks my immersion with the film, even with minimal atmosphere setup. Like you could watch this movie with the lights on, the windows open, and everything, and you can
you're
still
pulled
your
in.
attention is still drawn.
It's because also of how strong all of the performances are.
Almost all of the performances.
Almost all of them. Like everybody is like you can tell everybody's on it. Like everybody's putting their heart into it. It's just some people.
See, they're putting their heart into it, but I feel like outside of the main stars, like even the actual like Broadway stars, well, obviously they're getting swept under the rug because they're not important
Right? Can we talk
in
about
this
how
movie. But I don't know, like the dude, the
which one?
Helena's like partner in this movie, the master of the house, whatever the fuck
Sacha
his
Baron
name is.
Cohen?
The dude,
Yeah, he plays
the
Borat,
film, yeah, not good.
and he's in Sweeney Todd with her too.
Not good at all.
I think he's
All
fantastic.
the French Revolutionary cronies that sing, also not good.
No, they're fantastic.
They're
you can
not
see
fantastic.
the people literally in the scene with the red, right? So literally you can tell who's had like Broadway stage
But that
experience.
doesn't matter.
But they're so
Listen,
good.
it matters when they're on the stage, but when it comes to cinema, none of that matters. None of them are memorable. They just don't, to me, they don't have a commanding stage presence on the big screen.
Okay.
Now, if we had the money, we went over there, and if any of these people were even still portraying these characters on Broadway, because, you know, it's going to be 11 years,
Right.
they've probably moved on to bigger and better things.
Good for them.
I feel like it would be different because, you know, that's their craft. They're on the home field, if you will.
You know, I want to point something out real quick.
What?
You didn't mention Eddie Redmayne or what's his face?
Who the fuck are those guys?
No, Eddie Redmayne is the one who plays Marius.
Yeah, but my love, I'm talking about major stars here.
He's a major star.
He's a major star, not. All right, besides Les Mis and that other movie we just saw him in that I can't even remember the name of, what else
Fantastic
has he been
Beasts
in?
and Where to Find Them.
Is he
he's in The Theory of Everything or whatever. He plays Stephen King.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
He plays Stephen King.
Nobody say anything.
Wait. Fantastic Beasts. Is he the actual dude?
Yeah, he's Newt.
See, look, that's how fucking unmemorable he is. I love Fantastic Beasts. I was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
That movie series should have been just him running around with magical beasts and Where to Find Them.
All I want, what's
Fuck
that?
Warner Brothers.
What's the platypus thing that eats coins?
Niffler.
I want a Niffler.
I love Nifflers.
I don't care if it's like an actual platypus and it has a
Hogwarts
spur.
Legacy, and it's so cute.
You know, like platypuses.
Platypussies.
You know, those things have a venomous spur. Like
Really?
even if a Niffler had one in real life, I would still pick it up.
Well, I mean, there was this whole plotline in Hogwarts Legacy where a Niffler was literally like robbing a town to the point where they thought it was an actual like group of dark wizards.
Listen, he wants his coin.
Yeah, and then I followed because I followed a trail of coins. And it's just a little pile of gold. He's just sitting on top. He's like, "Hey,
you know, babe, I think a Niffler could rob Smaug blind."
I agree.
What's the weird twig thing that looks like a pseudo-wudo from Pokemon?
A Bowtruckle.
I want a Bowtruckle.
I want a Bowtruckle.
That thing looks fucking
it's just
cute.
A little guy.
Did you get a Bowtruckle wand? Why would you do that? Like, oh, here's my beloved
I don't think
friend.
You can.
No, like something has Bowtruckle wood in it, but like I remember, but I was like, oh yes, here's my friend's corpse. You know, this nice magical creature served me for years. Well, time to make him into a stick.
In a weird way, that would be kind of.
But
like, you guys are together forever, you know. We're so off track.
So the pro. Hey, we're back. So the pros, right? So we've talked about set design. We've talked about the immersion. Obviously, the singing. Critiques of the individual performers aside, the singing is always phenomenal. To me, at least. I'm not a big musical guy, so I can't go into the finer details. Like, oh, he's singing with his fucking stomach when he should be singing with his kidneys or whatever the fuck
I'm
people say.
I'm a musical guy, but I'm also easily
the acting. Also, like, because in a musical,
so good,
right? I feel like on the stage you don't really have to act because most of the time you're singing and dancing.
I disagree.
No, like you're singing and dancing, right? So not much acting. You're physically acting, but you're not like the character. You know what I mean? Like,
I disagree.
No, let's take for example, right? Like on Broadway, Jean Valjean.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, the fucking French person that this dude's based on, not based on a real person, but like let's go back to the 1800s where this takes place. They're not going to break out into fucking song and dance, right? So you're not embodying the character in that aspect. But when it comes to actually talking, monologuing, their mannerisms outside of the singing and dancing, right? It's phenomenal in this movie.
Okay, no, I see what you're saying. I was misunderstanding.
Yeah, I did. And also, this is my first musical ever. Like first one that I actually liked because I wasn't a High School Musical kid growing up, right? I didn't really care about it.
Together for the first time.
This, yeah.
What about Moulin Rouge?
We watched that after.
Really?
Remember, because I was like, I don't really know, and then I liked this, and then you're like, one of my favorite movies is Moulin Rouge because you had told me about it, but you didn't tell me it was a musical.
Oh.
You were gauging my thing for you because I told you I was like, I'm not a big musical. I'm not like, oh, turn that racket off, but I'm like,
turn that noise down.
Like if it's on, I'm gonna lightly browse some memes. But this actually held my attention, and then Moulin Rouge held my attention even more.
Works of art, both of them. Both of them.
What other pros do you have? What's another pro you have, my love?
I like that everybody in the cast, nobody tries to overpower the other while they're singing. It's a really minor thing.
Now, see, I don't believe you. If someone told me that Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman had singing beef behind the scenes, I would agree.
Well, because Russell Crowe fucking carried.
Yeah.
Like Hugh Jackman's voice is magnificent. He could have chilled it with the vibrato.
Yeah, it's too vaudeville for me. I was like fucking Charlie Chaplin's over here.
I don't know what note he was hitting in his first scene.
Now, see, if someone did
not his first scene, in his in the one where he's at the church, right? He's having his mental breakdown, little mentee B. Don't know what note he's hitting, but he's chasing it.
You know, my love, if
he's
someone
going after it,
there, because there's different film podcasts out there, right? if someone like,
We'll burn them all
because
down.
like people will like nitpick and they'll pick like, oh, this leaf floating through the scene means this.
Oh, yeah.
If someone did a well thought out enough explanation for why Hugh Jackman's character sings like that, because you've heard him before, he sings differently in some of his other movies where he's singing,
You
right?
know, I'm actually really glad that you
Um,
asked.
you could say that that's just how out of place he is because he's pretending to be someone he's not for the whole film, and why everyone sings this certain way, he's singing like vaudeville-ish vibrato type.
Wow, I like that. I see. Wow, I like that. See, for me, I was thinking that like obviously he's having mental breakdown. Like his mind is literally like, yo, what the fuck, right?
Yeah,
So I think that it might be that he's literally like having to force it out of his throat.
yeah.
So I think that might be something that he's doing because Hugh Jackman is like a pretty physical actor. So like you can see how his character's feeling like in his face, in his body, how he carries himself. So it might be like he's just trying to force it out and like he can't because he's just so choked up or whatever.
That's also
And then
that's also really good.
but I have no excuses. No excuses for suddenly you're here. Like I don't need it.
No,
I don't need it. Boo.
for me, where I'm like really the music in a movie full of like musical goodness when he rescues Javert and he's like, "Get out of here," and that's
Get
it.
out of
It's
here.
just an awkward cut. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck was that?
it's listen, it's because he's been on Broadway. That's what you have to do. You have to talk, sing, and it's always cringy,
It's fucking terrible.
but it has to be done.
All right,
Oh,
so what's
oh, oh, I'm ready for my rant, babe. I'm ready for it.
what a rant is it a pro rant or a con rant?
It's my con rant. It's my big one.
Okay, you know what? Let's go with your con rant first because mine is very simple
Oh,
and I've already
mine
touched on some of them.
mine has no basis. So here's the thing, right? A fun thing about French as the language, right?
Oh my
One,
god.
it's fucking
I know where this is
impossible. Yes,
going.
you do. It's impossible to learn. First of all, it's very confusing, and I applaud everyone who can speak it. Right? Get
A
that
lot
out
of
of the way.
vowels.
A lot of vowels, a lot of weird,
And you
right?
don't pronounce any of them.
You know,
Well, it's because all that shit in their throat,
it's
dude.
fucking nightmare language. Anyway, so like
Cigarette ash
je
and milk.
m'appelle, right, is I am called, right? It's I'm called, but it's clearly anybody with a brain would deduce, assume, surmise that that's my name is, right? You use it to introduce yourself. Je m'appelle Emily, je m'appelle whatever,
No,
right?
no, no, wait, 1 second, my love.
Yeah,
I challenge you this.
yeah.
I've already been, as I try to teach you, the semblance of Spanish that I know,
Yeah.
right? And how direct translations seem weird, but when you're speaking it, you're like, no, like how you just said, you would interpret it as this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, how do you know that's not how they talked at during that time period? Because everything was much more proper, right? Like for an example, it's a completely different genre, it's a completely different, realm of media.
Yeah.
But God of War, right? A lot of people were like, "Why are they talking like that?" Like when Kratos is asked a question by Atreus, he's like, "I do not know. I cannot say where we're
They
going."
did not
Right?
have
They did, yeah, yeah.
conjugations.
There wasn't any conjugations back then.
Yeah.
So how do you know that's not how they pronounced or introduced themselves
Because
back
I don't
then?
care.
Because you.
Because I don't fucking care. Because he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" I'm called Cassette. No, it's my name is. It's my name is. Or she could even there's no reason. There's no reason for it to be a direct I'm called. Fuck you. Fuck you. No. It's my name is. It's it's such a little thing and there's no reason for me to be this incensed about it. I'm making the Italian hand movements right now. That's how fucking much it bothers me.
Oh,
Like
good
I
lord.
just I it's not I'm called. Like is it a direct translation? Yes. It's also fucking lazy. Just have her say, "Oh, my name is
How
Cassette."
is it lazy to say more words?
No, they're saying less. That's
I am called cassette
No,
versus
she's saying
I'm
I'm
called.
called Cassette. So there are conjugations. So also she could have been like my name's Cassette. Same syllables, just makes more sense because you're not singing in French right now, are you, bitch? You're singing in fucking English.
Well, my whole thing when it's movies
That
like this
sounded bad. That was ooh.
that are set in different times, right?
Yeah.
Is that they are speaking French, but we interpret it as English because in this scenario we're understanding their language.
No, that's perfectly valid. Again, this anger has no reason.
It does not.
There's no reason behind it.
On to my cons.
Yeah.
A lot simpler. I can see you turning red with this rant. The movie kind of drags. It honestly drags. It's like I said, it's about 2.5 hours.
So good.
If they cut the entire French Revolution part and like I don't know, just simplified it or like got rid of the barricade part and stuff like that, it wouldn't change.
I
The
disagree.
movie would be better.
I disagree.
Like
That was my favorite part.
it's so stupid. It's so
It's
lame.
so good.
I hate it from a tactic standpoint. I hate it because, well, the major stars aren't really in it. They take kind of a back seat, except for the very beginning and the very end of this segment of the film.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't know what it is. From the first time I watched it, I was just like, what is this pathetic? It's
No,
terrible.
listen.
I don't like it.
It's
It's not
so
good. I hate the entire
I
revolutionary
love
segment, right?
it.
Okay, you can love it.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
can hate it.
and
It's just it's not good. It's not good at all.
it's so
That's actually also my least favorite part of it. Like I just said, is the revolutionary part. Like, is the different sections I have written
yeah,
down here.
yeah.
It's just it's not good. I
Oh, I
don't know
adore
what it
it.
is. You would think that I would pick the entire hotel scene when they're like master of the house, because that part's also fucking stupid.
Master of the
Because all
house.
the
I love
incels are
that.
just like, I'm that charismatic. No, you're not.
No, you're
You have
not.
a fucking neck beard. You chug Mountain Dew Code Red all day. You piss brown, and you haven't touched grass, let alone gone outside in like 2 weeks.
Motherfucker doesn't wipe.
All right. Oh my god.
No, I love Master of the House though. Oh, and I love the revolutionary scenes. I love like seeing how like I don't even know how to, I don't even know how to explain. I love it.
His fucking grandfather though is hilarious. The way he talks, Marius, and he's
You've
all rickety.
disgraced the family, and he's
Why
like,
the fuck?
okay,
Their
vive
hand
la
movement.
France, bitch.
Dude, their hand movements, like when they're talking about General Lamarck and how he's dying. Why the fuck
General
does he?
Lamarck.
Why does he throw up his hand like he's gonna backhand the
Hey,
crowd?
that is our new Christian
That
in
shit's
Moulin Rouge. All
fucking
right, he's on Broadway
terrible.
for him.
Also, what is it when they're aiming down the barricade, right? Like, they will come when we call, and
Yeah.
he's like fucking doing the Han Solo shit. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna like, you can aim all you
The
want, but
drip.
if I could go back in time and explain to them just how fucked their weapons are, dude,
Yeah.
it's 50 cal smoothbore. You're gonna aim at someone that's like fucking down the hallway from you, and you're gonna hit your cat in the great study room.
Listen. All I'm saying is, Gavroche's name is Gavroche or whatever the fuck, because he's a little fucking roach. There's no reason for him to have a Cockney accent.
Oh, there is, to piss you off,
And
to piss Neil off,
and it works.
to piss Neil off.
You know what? I feel like Neil and I would have common ground here about that.
Yeah.
It's just it's fucking insufferable. And why would they shoot
Nah.
him?
Now let's break.
Who is that for?
Why do you think they would shoot him? It's because it's to show how oppressive the fucking ruling regime is.
And then he had the audacity to look like he felt sad about it.
Listen, my
Fuck
love.
off.
America kills kids all the time.
Yeah.
On in foreign
And I'm just as mad about it.
foreign ground. Because we pro-choice
Despicable.
here on the Strawberry Milk Podcast.
We are.
A woman's body is her own fucking
the bare
business,
fucking
as they
minimum.
say.
Thank
And
you.
what is it? Is it silent? It's Silent J and whatever the fuck.
I don't know.
I don't. It's that late '90s, early 2000s stoner genre of movies, like Dude, Where's My Car and all that. But anyway,
I don't know.
let's talk about, what do you think the most powerful performance is?
When excuse me. Eddie Redmayne as Marius, he goes back to like the inn where all of his friends planned
Ooh,
everything.
Now that's
and
a good
he's-
one.
and
That's
he's
the only
singing-
good song.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's so fucking good.
It's heartbroken, but I do agree with your criticisms of it, where it seems like they kind of just glance over that.
Yeah,
Because then Cosette comes up and she's like, "Tee, look at me."
like why are you sad? Like you have me now, we can be together. And
Yeah,
he's
my-
like, yeah, my entire friend group just fucking died.
You have my pre-penicillin
Like
pussy.
they died for nothing. Like they literally died for nothing. And I think that it like him.
Well, at the end of the day,
processing that
everybody
grief is
dies
so
for nothing.
Powerful. Exactly. That's why it's so powerful. My least favorite scene
Okay.
is the part where Hugh Jackman is dragging him through
All the
sewers,
shit. Oh my
and there's
god.
literally poop chunks.
In his mouth.
I just feel like it's unnecessary. I feel like I could have not seen that, and I would have years added back to my life.
No, see, for me, well, the funny part of that scene is, remember when he goes under the water, comes back up, and he's like, "Oh god."
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
I'd like to think that was his real life reaction, because I don't know what they used. If someone told me they just browned some cranberries and threw it in water, I'd believe them, because the way it floats
maybe
together.
like gelatin.
I don't know, but I think that scenes like that are necessary because it shows the physical strength, mental strength, like the fortitude of these characters.
Yeah,
Like
but
throughout
it
the
made me
movie, Hugh
queasy.
Jackman. Well, yeah, but throughout the movie, Hugh Jackman is shown to literally be built different, right?
Yeah.
From his time as a slave under the law, right? From him being on the run, for him clawing his way up to be mayor of. Does it say what city he's the mayor of?
Marsh.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. From then, rescuing that dude who's trapped under a whole horse cart, which that is hundreds of pounds.
No, and then that's important too, because that's what enables him and Cassette to hide in the church.
Yeah.
Because him doing something as small as saving that dude, and you end up getting paid back for it.
Hey,
like,
karma,
there's a lot
paying
of
it
themes
forward,
of
man.
karma. Yeah.
But then also, like him fighting in the little part of the revolution, dragging Marius through all of that,
Yeah.
and still holding on just long enough to ensure that, yes, he is going to take care of her. He's going to take care of Cassette. And he's like, all right, cool, I'm going to go
It's
die.
so good.
But anyway, we're going to move on to. Oh, wait, no, I didn't say my most powerful
You didn't?
performance.
No.
So for me, it's a three-way tie.
Oh, okay.
It's a tie between the end of the opening of the movie where Hugh Jackman, has just been spared by the guard, well, spared by the priest after the guards caught him carrying off with the church's silver.
Yeah.
And, he vows to change and he's, gonna be a completely different person, literally. And then after that, it's a tie with Anne Hathaway's performance, after she sells herself for the first
Oh,
time. That one is just soul crushing.
yeah.
Because that's also a sad reality that a lot of people have to face today on an international scale, dude.
To this day.
Fucking just human trafficking in
It's like
itself is
sex work is
fucking
the oldest
terrible.
profession.
Um,
It's like, yeah, but did they consent to it or was that their only option?
yeah. But then also, uh, what the fuck is his name? Javert's final one when he's about to kill himself and throw him into the
Oh my
bridge.
god, you can feel him spiraling.
It's so good. The whole the I am reaching but I fall, like that recurrence,
Yeah.
and with all three of those songs, it's really good.
And also,
But
I personally feel I am reaching, but I fall, and the sky is like the walls are closing in.
yeah, life had been really kind to us. But
No,
we'll touch upon that in the actual episode
fellas, I'm losing it.
of our podcast. We're out here going crazy, man. But anyway, honestly, if I had to think about it, I would have to give it to Hugh Jackman. I'd have to give it to his performance,
Okay.
mainly because
Yep.
how long he holds that fucking note walking uphill on set and shredding paper like he's doing shit.
Yeah.
And this man looks haggard. You can
Gritting his
see
teeth,
him
turning
literally
red,
like this
fucking
man is
just.
just throwing his fucking demons away. He's working shit out,
He put
man.
his Hugh Jussie into
It's
that
between
shit.
him and French God.
Fraud.
Fraud. He's fighting off
Good.
Professor X's thoughts in there. He's like, Logan, what are you doing? Wake up from the coma. And he's like, no.
Another story must begin.
It's fucking M. Night Shyamalan twist for the movie. It's all just Wolverine's hallucination
It's
after
all
he got
Wolverine?
bopped in the
Oh, it
fucking
has
head.
been.
Right. But other than that, my love, what would you give this movie?
8.5.
An 8.5.
Mm.
That's kind of low. I thought you were gonna give it like a 9.
Well, I have to be realistic.
Okay.
Okay.
But we don't do decimals here on the show, my love.
Mm,
Go hard or go home.
8.
8? All right.
I love this movie. I adore it. My ratings do not mean that I don't like a movie. I like almost all of the movies we've seen, unless I've straight up gone, I did not like
Yeah,
it.
if I don't like a movie, I turn it off.
Yeah, that's and so, but
That's a lie.
I gotta say though, like there are parts of it that makes me want to give it a little bit lower because I normally give stuff a 9. Give it an 8 because there's just some parts that I'm not a fan of, and it's like, but everyone's performances are so good.
No.
I love the movie. I can't give it higher than that.
I'm with you there. I'm not going to say everyone's performances are good because some of the stars kind of go quick. Like if you put
Oh my god, we
if
haven't
you
even
if you
talked
made if you
about.
made Helena Carter like any other actress, I think it would just be the same. I don't think it'd be worse. I don't think it'd be better. This is one of her like least good movies that she's in.
We haven't even discussed freaking Eponine. Her song On My Own is so good too.
No.
And it's so heartbreaking.
I don't
and
care.
her as a character is so tragic.
I don't care about Eponine.
I do.
I don't care about Eponine, and I don't care about Marius.
Marius, I can't get over. Okay, this is my own personal beef with Eddie Redmayne. It's entirely one-sided.
Okay.
He's got a pinhead.
Yes, he does.
I can't stand a pinhead.
This man looks like he was a chicken in the past life, like with how sharp his nose is. He's out here just plucking around. But I don't care about Eponine because, oh no, boo-hoo, this dude that I didn't really verbally express I was into until I saw him looking at somebody else isn't into me. Big fucking shocker.
Yeah, but she keeps it to herself.
That's also her fucking fault. And
I
then Marius also being a fucking aloof dumbass,
Yeah.
bro. Like, to take a hint. Like, if there's one thing that, nuances aside, whenever someone's like, Ben can't take a hint, I'm like, yeah, no, it took me a long time to be able to pick up on the subtle hints that that women throw out, right? And
Really?
even then, 9 times out of 10, I fucking miss them. They go right over my head, and then in like the split second, I'm like, wait a minute, right? Start analyzing it like Jimmy Neutron, fucking brain blast. She was into me, right?
Oh, and and Cassette and how good she hits her notes. Amanda Seyfried, right?
Yeah. Now see, Cassette and
She's
Marius on
so
the same
good.
in the same scenes,
Yeah, they're
golden.
golden.
Marius and Eponine in the same scenes, fucking terrible. And if someone told me that that was like deliberate just to, show that even though she has feelings for him, the
It's a
chemistry doesn't click,
oh
I would say like, yeah, no, that makes
oh I
sense.
like
However,
that. One day
um,
more, everybody doing it. Oh
One Day More was good.
my goodness! And then
Um,
Red, right? That scene, I love it because literally, Angel Rass is literally, I don't know, sorry. He's literally like, hey, like, I need y'all to realize that this is like we're probably gonna die. I need you guys not to be caught up in fucking like, oh, but she's so hot. Like he's literally
he's not
telling
talking to them, he's
Marius,
talking to
yeah,
Marius
he's literally
though.
like, hey, figure it the fuck out, dude. Like I know you're. He's like, this isn't a game for a rich young boy to play. He's like, all right. He's like, this shit's
This is
important to
real
us.
life.
Yeah, like this is actual shit.
It's a protest for him. For them, it's their whole life.
Exactly.
It's,
And that's also why I think that the my friend scene is so important because of course, like it's like he's just thinking, of course, I'm the only one that survived.
yeah.
Like the one because his life, all of his friends died. They went through all of this. He's traumatized for the rest of his life for nothing. Like he's still in with his grandfather, in with the wealthy part of fucking France. And it's like it's all for nothing. And I think that's an important thing because of course he had to have been the one to live because like that's what hammers the point home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think he'd be even more traumatized if he had to fucking be like conscious while Hugh Jackman is dragging him
Oh
through the
my
city
god.
shit.
Yeah, no, him being passed out was just the Lord giving him an out, man.
Can you imagine if it was right after Chili Day? Oh God.
Oh,
But
yeah, National French
oh my lord.
Wednesdays is Chili Day.
Um, a song that is sweet is when Eponine's dying and Mary sits there and
Oh
sings with
god,
her.
it's
Because no
heartbreaking. It always
matter
makes me tear up.
unrequited love aside, and we all die alone, but no one wants to be alone. You know
No.
what I mean? Like as you lay there dying, obviously you're trapped in your head as your brain slowly starves for oxygen and whatever hallucination you have comes to an end. That aside, having someone physically there with you,
Just
like
is
in every
so
movie where they're
kind.
like, "Will you stay with me?"
Yeah.
Right? It's a fucked up thing, but when movies do that and it's like the villain like, "Will you stay with me?" and the hero's like, "No, fuck you." I'm like, "Yeah, no, fuck that dude."
No.
Right? But this one it's sweet.
It's so sweet.
For the split second while she's dying, she gets to feel some semblance of love. However,
Because her
I think a
parents
lot of
don't love
people that
her.
analyze the movie, those aren't even her parents. I think a lot of people that analyze the movie forget that platonic love is a fucking thing.
It
You know
is.
what I
And that's
mean?
what he was expressing towards
Yeah.
her.
But it was nice, a little bit of
It was
humorance and a
so sad.
genuine extension of friendship in someone's final moments because she literally took a bullet for him,
And he'll never know.
but he did know.
No, he just knows she got shot.
Oh,
Like literally nobody but
That
her.
aside, I would still feel some type of way if she then produced a note and was like, "This is from Cosette. I didn't give it to you because you don't need her. Please forgive me." I'd be like, "I kind of have to. I kind of have
Yeah.
to forgive you because you're dying." But
Yeah.
we
Not cool, Eponine.
I'd unpack that in a few
Yeah, yeah,
years.
not
But
cool, Eponine.
all that included, I'm gonna give this movie a 7.
What?
I'm gonna give it a 7. I
What?
think this is one of the few instances where both the critics and the audiences are spot
Agreed.
on.
Yeah.
Like I said, the movie drags for me. If I don't like an entire third of your film, like what the hell, right? And like most people be like, well, then why don't you just watch it? The singing is still good. It's just the plot stagnation in that. I feel like it's kind of just like completely separate, right? Like if we think of the movie's plot as a river, right? This fucking thing is definitely a stream that jets out from it, but then Hugh Jackman saving
Pulls it
Marius
back.
and bringing us back into it would be the creek that fucking flows back to the river.
I love the whole movie.
I don't know.
Oh, also,
However, I
yeah,
would recommend this to someone who's looking to get into musicals. Call it
absolutely.
mainstream if you want. Call it like, oh, just sheeple liking all of the same thing. Hey, if it bops, it bops. If millions and millions of people like something, what are the odds that you're the one that's right when you're like, oh, it's not that good?
Listen,
You know
all
what I
I'm
mean?
saying is that
And this is coming
people,
from a guy that hates Skyrim.
yeah, all I'm saying, people, is that they were bringing fucking boom boxes to the protests to play "Do You Hear the People Sing,"
That was
and
awesome. Is
now
the French protest going on right now?
that shit goes hard. I haven't seen it for these ones. I meant like the George Floyd ones.
Oh yeah,
That was
that
so
was pretty
fucking
dope.
cool.
But anyway,
Every song is a
that's gonna
banger. All the melodies go hard, and they
almost all the
stick in
melodies.
your fucking head,
Almost
dude.
all of the melodies, the Master of the House one, like anything that has to deal with
Master of the
Helena
House.
Carter and whatever the fuck that dude's name is, just falls flat for me.
Oh, I love it.
However, I do like when they're getting thrown out of the
And they're still
wedding at the
singing.
end. Yeah, and fucking Maris just punches like, "This is my ring." No, he's like, "Give this back to me." Just fucking hits him.
Yeah.
Like if someone came to my wedding wearing my ring and tried to punk me or blackmail me and demanded $500, I'd do a lot more than hit him.
Yeah.
I would do so much more than hit him. I would tap in to my spoiled rich connections. I'd be like, "Papa,
Well, also,
these people besmirched my good name. Kill them."
it's a whole lot of nerve because
He got a lot of
keep in
noive.
mind they are Eponine's parents, and they were there the night that like the revolution was happening, and
Yeah.
she died. Like they were there. No reaction.
Well, that's because she's not her actual child.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she is.
no, it's just another adopted child. She looks
No.
nothing like them.
Well, yeah, but that's just
You're telling me those two pale motherfuckers made that ethnically ambiguous queen?
yeah, that's canonically their child.
Wait, that's canonically their child? I thought she
Yeah.
was just like another adopted girl, like Cassette was.
Oh no, that's why she was so held in such high favor when she was little.
I mean, high favor, but they still let her die
Eponina, my
and
dear
get
Eponina.
shot. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. And what do you want to leave the people with, my love? What do you think we're gonna look at next?
We're gonna talk about matcha from the coffee bean.
No.
Oh.
What's the next movie?
I'm not gonna decide that right now.
Oh no, I'm gonna decide it. You know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do?
What?
Creed 3.
No.
Creed 3.
No.
Why no? Listen, a lot of people aren't liking it. I want to see why. The first two absolutely smack.
I have no interest in boxing movies.
I hate you.
Like even Rocky, I thought Rocky was boring.
My mom's gonna fight you on that.
I know. Forgive me.
But all right, anyway, to be determined the next movie. We're gonna try to get back on schedule. We'll
Put my
see you
foot
guys
down.
in the next episode of our actual podcast. Later.
Yes, bye.